I am Columbus City Councilmember Jaiza Page, and I am the chair of the Zoning Committee. And myself, as well as a few of my colleagues, have just returned to City Hall after doing our first on-site visit regarding the property located at 5830 Albury Road in Columbus, Ohio.
At about 10.5 units to the acre, the 244 units with the open space that they're proposing is going to be at about 11 units to the acre. But keep in mind, we're looking at the whole 61.5 acre development site to determine that the density over the whole thing is 7.5 units to the acre.
And we had the opportunity to listen to the community as well as the property owner to get a better perspective and idea on the proposed development for the property, which includes multifamily dwellings as well as condominium units and a transitional living unit as well. The property owner who spoke, Mr. McCorkle, and gave us an overview over the time that he's owned the property and the different ideas that he's presented to the community and how he would like to see it developed.
We're residential realtors. We do land development and we build homes. And I emphasize residential because we don't build apartments. We're not apartment builders. We specialize in homes. And since 2010, I've been trying to sell this property for single-family homes. Not one person was interested in building single-family homes. The site just is not conducive to that. There's zero demand. So in marketing this property, we've had numerous offers, proposals. We have a list of 14 or 18 different plans that we've drawn up for this. One of the developments, it was mentioned, was 712 apartments. You know, high density, just all apartments, 712. It wasn't our plan. It was a plan that was drawn by somebody that was interested in our property, and that's the one that got withdrawn. And we've had a very simple philosophy over the years on our zoning projects. It's just match what's there, what's next to you. If this property had houses all around it, we wouldn't even be having this meeting. I'd be building homes down there. I've got apartments down one whole side, and I've got condos down the south border of our property. So we've come with a plan that we think is very good. It matches an existing use that's already there. The most vocal challengers we've had to our site are a lot of you folks off Central College, or people live off Albury, or people live off Ravine Drive, but nobody lives off Warner Road that is primarily fighting this. And that's why we've tucked the apartments in there. They're only accessible. They're next to the existing apartments. And we've lowered the density. The condos we've reduced and reduced. They're down to 4.8 units an acre for the condos. So that's less than Blendon Chase. Blendon Chase is 6 units right next to us. So both these factors are huge positives for the neighbors.
And the purpose of this hearing was one that this is a very controversial zoning application, and we wanted to get out in the community to actually look at the property, to see the surrounding uses, to talk to our city staff, to understand why they have recommended the development.
We looked at the plan's recommendation that calls for 3 units an acre, single family as the preferred land use. And we looked at what had happened since the plan and what was around there. On this particular site, there was an argument to be made that as they were dividing the site, the southern portion matching the Blendon Chase development to the south, the central portion being open space and then sort of coming up along this tree line, the northeast corner being multifamily, sort of matching what was on the Rocky Fork side of the line, and then this corner being assisted living, something that's both, we felt, a reasonable use in terms of quiet, it's not a very intense use in terms of activity, and also frankly something that presents a new option for people.
The Northland Community Council was sent a copy of the application back in January, and their official meeting for recommendation was held on March 25th of 2015, and as probably everyone in this room knows, it was for disapproval. The application was then scheduled on the April 9th, 2015 Development Commission agenda. The Development Commission requested tabling of that proposal so that the applicant could revise it from the 3 separate development areas into a more integrated community development. The Development Commission results were forwarded to the applicant on February 16th, outlining what was needed from the applicant in order for staff to prepare the ordinance. And some of the final materials have been submitted, and the applicant plans to submit the remainder this week.
If we need to change the development process, getting away from some of the area plans, we would.
And then to talk to the neighborhood, the Northland Community Council, and to figure out and hear them and why they are supportive of the development.
The community has attempted in good faith to seek compromise to allow the development to move forward in a way that is more consistent with the existing norms and the development expectations. The developer has in response agreed to minor modifications that give disproportionately little compromise.
The Northland Community Council, in the 5.5 years that I've been on there, we have never failed basically not to pass a project. This is the first project in 6 years that we have been able to basically not solve any of the problems, because in many cases the developer refused to move forward with anything.
And we had over 8 speakers who really voiced their opinion to us and gave City Council an idea of what they're looking for to continue for the growth of their community.
This is all about the merits of the project. We're not anti-development. We do believe in the Northland plan. We understand it might need to be tweaked a little in the future, but it hasn't been yet. We don't think it should be disregarded.
The plan from last year to this year had no significant material changes, and that's why the Development Commission actually voted it down after tabling it last year.
I asked them one question. I said, when you leave your apartment complex, you go down to Hamilton Road or you go down to Ulrey Road? 34 out of 40 of them said, I go out to Ulrey Road. Ulrey Road, where we're going to put another 400 to 500 cars on a 2-lane county road. Do we really need more apartments? And my answer would be no.
And we feel the inundation of all these apartments coming up Hamilton, Thompson, and the 161 Hamilton big project going in now.
Single family homes, 3 units to an acre. That's what I bought. That's why I bought in this neighborhood. I knew it wasn't going to stay farmland.
You add the density, we are talking about lots of traffic and lots of safety issues.
Let's be pro-development. Let's support Mr. McCorkle. He's got to be reasonable in what he wants per acre. Right now he wants twice the cost per acre of what the normal cost is here. He needs to compromise. The developers need to compromise.
And I estimate that the ordinance would be ready for submittal to the city clerk's office by next Friday, which means it would be eligible for the April 18th meeting, but it is up to Councilwoman Page and the zoning chair, as the zoning chair, to decide when that ordinance ultimately gets scheduled.
I believe it was a great experience. We were very happy. We had a wonderful turnout from the community. Again, we will be considering this application possibly in the next few weeks. And if anyone has any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out to my office. Again, I'm Columbus City Council Member Jaiza Page. Thank you.